If I tell you I killed my mother-in-law without touching her, would you believe me? If I confess that I tied my husband's soul with my womb, yet I have no womb again, will you still call it love or madness? Let me tell you my story. I am Abosede, the wife, the witch, the lover, the curse. I saw him first at a wedding, tall, broad shoulders, smile that could melt even a heart carved from a stone. He walked towards me with the confidence of a lion. Can I have this dance? He asked. I tilted my head, looked him straight in the eyes, and whispered, if you can handle me. He thought I meant dance. He didn't know I meant his soul. From the first day we married, I made sure he loved me more than his breath. He never questioned me, never disobeyed. Baby, don't go for that family meeting. They don't like us. Yes, my love, he would say. Darling, your siblings are jealous. Forget them. Yes, my love, he would respond. If I told him to bark like a dog, he would. If I told him to crawl, he would. He would do it with a smile. Was it wickedness? No, it was fear. Fear that one day he would cheat. Fear that one day he would beat me like other men beat their wives. Fear that one day he would leave me. So I chose power. Nobody knew that before I married him, I visited the shrine of Baba Ewekoro. The priest told me, to bind a man forever, you must give your womb. No children, but his love will be yours. He will never raise his hand against you. He will never sleep with another woman. He will obey you until his last breath. I didn't even blink. What is a womb compared to losing the man I love? So I gave it my blood, my womb, my future as a mother, and in return, I got him. But what I didn't know was that sometimes too much love can kill. At first, I pretended, smiled, cooked, and bowed. But Mama Keji's eyes were sharp. She watched me with suspicion. One evening, she pulled me aside. My daughter, stay away from my son. I see darkness in your shadow. Leave him and face your own life. I laughed, a small, dangerous laugh. Mama, with all due respect, your son is mine. Even the grave cannot separate us. She hissed. You don't know me. I am not an ordinary woman. If you fight me, you will regret it. And the battle began. At night, she prayed. Thunder cracked. I countered, my candles burning red, my waist dancing to the rhythm of chants. Sometimes she sent snakes into my dreams. I roasted them with fire. Sometimes she tried to choke my husband spiritually. I tied her mouth in the spirit. One day, she shouted at me in the open, young woman, return my son's soul, or you will bury me. I smiled sweetly. Mama, then prepare your coffin. She didn't take it lightly. She left to renew her power, but the road swallowed her before she reached there. Accident, they said. My husband cried like a baby. He didn't know his tears were watering the seed I had planted. With Mama gone, his soul bent completely. At first, I enjoyed it. He loved me blindly. He worshipped me like a god. He would say, Abosede, you are my heaven and earth. Without you, I am nothing. But after some times, it became irritating. He stopped thinking for himself. He stopped arguing, stopped teasing, stopped being a man. I wanted romance. He gave me yes, my love. I wanted passion. He gave me obedience. I wanted fire. He gave me ashes. One night, as I stroked his hair, I whispered, my love, tell me, if I die tomorrow, will you marry again? He looked at me with empty eyes. No, my love, if you die, I will follow you. I shivered, not from love, but from fear. Had I created a lover or a corpse? Every night, when he sleeps like a log, I sneak into the bathroom and cry. Big, ugly tears. I sacrificed my womb for this, I whispered to the mirror. I killed his mother for this. I turned him into a fool for this. Sometimes I wish I could untie him, give him back his freedom. Let him argue, let him fight me, let him cheat, anything but this lifeless devotion. But I can't. If I dare to release him, The power will demand my life in exchange. So I am trapped, just like him. Now, here is what nobody knows. My husband's sibling, they are planning revenge. They think I killed their mother. They are right. But what they don't know is this: if they kill me, my husband dies the same day. His life is tied to mine like goat to rope. And me, I smile every morning, cook his food, kiss his lips, and say, "Good morning, my love." He replies like clockwork, "Yes, my love." But last night shook me. As I kissed him, his eyes flashed. For the first time in years, I saw something different. Not obedience, not emptiness, not anger. And he whispered into my ears in a voice not his own, "You tied me, Abosede. Now I will untie myself and bury you with me." What if the man I thought I owned has been pretending all along? What if the zombie I created is no longer mine but the devil's? If you ever see a man laugh with empty eyes, run, because that's not laughter. That's a warning from the grave. My husband, my sweet zombie, my programmed lover, my puppet, did it last night. He smiled at me with lips, but his eyes, they weren't his. They were dark, ancient, hungry. And the voice that whispered into my ears, it wasn't the man I married. It wasn't the fool I tied. It wasn't even human. It said, "Abosede, you tied me. Now I will untie myself and bury you with me." My blood froze. For years, he obeyed everything I said. If I told him to kneel, he knelt. If I told him to reject his mother, he spat. If I told him to ignore his siblings, he blocked their numbers. But tonight, when I said softly, "Baby, come to bed," he shook his head slowly. "No, Abosede. No more yes, my love." My chest tightened. I tried to laugh it off. "Darling, you're just tired. Come, let me massage your shoulder." But he stood still, staring at me like I was a stranger in our home. I ran into the bathroom, locked the door, pressed my back to the wall. My hands shook. This wasn't part of the deal. I whispered to my reflection, "No, no, no, it's not possible. The tie cannot break unless someone stronger has entered him." And then it hit me, his mother. Yes, Mama Keji. She may have died on the road, but witches never die clean. Her spirit must have found her way back into her son. And now my husband wasn't just my zombie, he was a weapon. That night, as I lay on the bed pretending to sleep, I felt it, cold hands crawling on my thigh. Not soft, not loving, cold like death. I opened my eyes. My husband was on top of me, eyes glowing faint red, breath hot like smoke. He pinned me down with strength I don't recognize. "Abosede," he whispered in that otherworldly voice, "you killed my mother. You turned me into a fool. Now you will pay." I screamed, fought. My nails dug into his back, but he didn't flinch. His strength wasn't human anymore. It was her strength, Mama's. I begged, tears running into my eyes. "Please, I did it for love. I only wanted to keep you. I gave my womb, my future, my everything just to have you." He leaned close, lips brushing my hair, but it wasn't seductive anymore. It was terrifying. "You gave your womb? Good. That means you cannot give me children. You cannot give me bloodline. You cannot give me legacy." My tears choked me. "But you loved me. You must love me." He smiled again, cold. "Yes, I love you, but now I love you like the grave loves the living, only when you are inside it." At 3 a.m., the candles in the room lit by themselves, the mirror cracked, the floor vibrated. I knew Mama's spirit had fully taken control. I tried to chant, to call to Babewe Koro, to renew the time, but each word burned my tongue. My husband grabbed me by the neck, lifted me with one hand like I weighed nothing. The room filled with laughter, not his, hers. "Abosede, foolish girl, do you think you could defeat me? You killed my flesh, but you cannot kill my spirit. You sacrificed your womb, and now you will sacrifice your soul." I was dying, but witches don't die quietly. With the last strength in me, I kissed him, long, deep, desperate. My blood smelled on his lips, my tears mixing. And as I kissed, I whispered into his mouth, if I must die, you are going with me. The tie, the ancient tie between us, it flared, burned, screamed. He staggered, clutched his chest. His mother's voice screamed inside him. We both fell to the floor, his body convulsed, my body burning, love and hate locked together. Morning came. The neighbors found us lying side by side on the cold floor. They said we were breathing. They said our eyes were open but blank. Two living corpses. I could hear him in my head. He could hear me in his. We were alive but trapped. Not lovers, not enemies. Just bound souls forever. They buried Mama KG, but they can't bury us because sometimes love doesn't end in happily ever after. Sometimes it ends in happily never after. And if you ever walk past our house at midnight, don't knock. You might hear my husband whisper, yes, my love. And me answering with a laugh from the grave. If you enjoyed this story, please share, like, and hit the subscription button. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell so you get notified when another amazing story drops. Till I come your way again in my next video, this is Bully Rex saying bye for now.